Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be a daily message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. The eclipse full moon in Scorpio is right around the corner, and what's kind of been unfolding is like, where are you in your current reality, doubting yourself as a master manifester, as a creator, as a divine spark? Like, where are you allowing like your current realities to hinder your forward movement so you cannot become what you are foreseeing in the mind's eye, right? And in truth, like, we are not our mind, right? We are not our thoughts. We are not the physical body. And each person that resonates with a Master 33's life path and with the journey of the Master, right? To become self-aware and it's not thoughtless. It's not selfless. I think it's more so like the understanding that you are greater than like the life you're currently living. That your karma are just lessons that you chose to pick. And the people in the meat suits playing out that play signed up to be houses for the entities that you've been fighting, right? That you've been specifically put on this planet to fully rip out of the human fabric of society, to pull it out of the grid lines through the chakra systems, changing the energetic frequency of the Earth's consciousness, right? And you don't have to just be a 33 life path to resonate with this. Like, there are different delineations of masters in other life subcategories, right? There are some ascended masters that decided to incarnate as life path 3s, per se. I don't know why they're bringing it up, but that's what they're saying, for clarity. And so, like, understanding that, like, those that are meant to do the grid work, that are the gatekeepers of the planet, there are people out there that are saying they're doing grid work and they don't have the spiritual authority to do the grid work. And however, there are some out there that have no clue, and they're going out visiting locations following impulse, and they are doing grid work as they're going about the world, right? They're following impulse to like grab rocks and grab parts of land masses that are resonating with their vibrational frequency, right? Because you don't have to physically be in a location to be connected to that location, right? A true soul's frequency is going to get into meditation and astral project or throw their aura, right, to that location. Some of you with concentration, breath work, and the elevation of like raising your frequency, right, to either angelic gold or a violet ray of some sort, right, teal, should be your baseline. Or a crystalline structure, right? You could see like rainbows in your aura, or in your aura field. And they just said throw cards, but I think your overall like unpacking is like communing with nature, communing with divine creator, and really getting to the root cause of like the what your beliefs are, and like where your environment is dictating your the way you create, right? The way you manifest, what you deserve through the reward that you are exploring. Like, are you healing? Like, yeah, okay. So somebody is going through this like death and rebirth process of like giving out of their heart center. Not necessarily like they were doing it before, but they weren't doing it through conscious awareness. And somebody's feeling very balanced, that they have slowly, it's kind of like there's a stepping stone or a trophy or a target that somebody has been focusing on breaking the chains of like the lessons that were binding them, that were keeping them stuck in the current reality, right? Yeah, so somebody is learning that they are an alchemist, that they quite possibly could have been a catalyst for a multitude of people. Somebody's not going to see something coming. Like, whatever's unfolding, they just said that there's like money problems. And somebody's currently not appreciating you. There is going to be a divine justice and a balancing of scales of the experiences of life, right? Of the balance twice. Yeah, it's because you are literally a divine creator. Like, you are meant to have financial abundance and awareness and happy family, like a balanced life. Like, you are the magician, you are the Hierophant. Like, it's like there is victory in the foundation of like getting into the heart center. It's kind of like reversing or not accepting an offer that was extended. Is like coming into balance once you transmute the energy that you've been hiding to want to, like a reunion. There's some kind of there's going to be an offer that is coming that is going to go against the traditional norm of like what you desire. And so like my advice to you is stop caring what people think. Like yeah, you need approval, right? Because if you're not in service, like, then you're not doing your due just. Like, you're not doing your you're not completing the contract you signed up for, right? And so how do you do that? It's by literally transmuting the energy, like pulling in like the heart center and activating in your crown your highest timeline. Changing the way your mirror neurons are firing and rewiring. Understanding like your patterns. Why are you doing what you're doing? And like going in and literally asking your higher self to like rewrite your codes, to change your blueprint, like get in the sun and write out like specifically like what you're holding on to, like what your body has been trying to tell you and what you have not been listening to, right? And apologize for that shit. Like, because here's the thing is, it's okay to be ignorant. Ignorance is bliss to a certain extent, right? if you want to time lapse your life clock, and you just want to go to sleep and get up and go to work and come home and go to sleep and come up and do it and cycle that life, right? And have a couple of activities that you do. If that is your happy life, then like by all means continue to do what you do. But the truth is like our life can be so much more expansive. Like there are people who are scribes, right? Like their joy is sitting in a library and reading books and understanding what philosophers did in previous lifetimes. While there's others that like their whole thing is like being connected into the earth and living with zero and being in a state of bliss in just like harvesting and farming and living off the land and being within one's own company of the mind, right? And that's the way that they choose to express and connect within self and within the vibration of love. And if any of you had felt like there was impeding energies, like trying to keep you in a low frequency or attacking your crown chakra, this is also validation that did happen, because I am seeing that like quite clearly, right? You can close your eyes, scan your body, and for those of you that have like that snake or that python or a boa like around your spinal column, like just see it and rip it out at the root, right? It comes literally from like spell casting, or it comes from like having sex with somebody who had one attached to them, be it from like child abuse or a trauma or like subliminal stuff. Like they sneak it in so that it can attach into like the core essence of who you are, and it attacks your crown, it attacks your third eye, and it attacks your sacral, and solar plex. Because your solar plex is how you manifest, right? Those of you with foresight or with the ability of clairaudience, like they're literally going after those gifts. And so I don't know how it resonates with this story, but there's got to be some kind of a connection between an alchemist, soul searcher, like what you've been thinking is your true reality is unfolding, and you're kind of seeing a different aspect of like what people are doing in the dark, right? It's no longer a fake facade. It's like legit, like, oh shit, this stuff is happening. Yeah, something with your feelings. If there has been like a disconnected cord or an attachment, it's like allowing you to really feel your emotional life. Like there is no, it's kind of like, hello, here's your new reality. But it took you healing completely. Not conforming. No longer just being a blind catalyst. No longer just like keeping your mouth shut. And allowing the rebirthing it's kind of like the earth and the world, and like the impulse of the starseed is like, I will no longer be a catalyst. I am speaking my truth. I am what I say I am. And that reality is going to ripple out, right? Because those that have sold their soul that were starseeds, but clearly have been manipulated and violated, are going to be seen by the masses. And they're just going to feel really grossed out by the energy, right? It's like you're not going to be able to hold on to the substance of the divine spark. It's like them feeding on the masses is no longer going to take place. It's almost like the world is going to flip. So more importantly, like between now and the full moon, Like, how do you hold your vibration into a higher timeline? Saying, I know I'm working towards exactly what my heart's desires, and God is working for me. No longer will I be stuck in a lower paradigm, in a lower timeline, right? I am a true divine alchemist, and what I desire desires me, right? And God has removed all the obstacles. All of the obstacles have been severed. They've been broken down. I understand my place in this timeline, right? And if you don't understand your timeline, think, like, sit down and dream. Like, what would your highest timeline look like? How do you want to be loved? How do you want to be supported? How do you want your tribe to show up for you every single day? Right? It's a communing with, like, your highest and best possible timeline. And things will come, things will go. When somebody promises the world, or you see a vision of the highest possible timeline, and then it doesn't come into being, you have to get into a state of surrender and open your heart and say, okay, well, if that wasn't my highest timeline, like, show me even better. This is what I want. Show it to me. And allow yourself to truly manifest everything you've ever wanted, right? Because we do live in an abundant world. We do live with the possibilities that you can bend your own reality. Like, I'm sitting here telling you, like, you can bend your own reality and change what your current reality looks like if you truly, truly desire it. And it doesn't have to be out of an emotional setback, right? Or a point of contentment. Like, the faster you can get to a state where you feel like you're playing, which is hard, right? Because let's be real, as an adult, like, our life is not necessarily set up for you to play. It's like, go to the gym, come home, eat boring food, come home, go out for a walk, come home, go on a mini vacation, come home. Go to the beach, come home. Go to the mountains, come home. Like, and at a certain point, you're gonna come to a realization, like, there are a lot of boring lives out there, right? So how do you have a life where you wake up every day and you feel like you are of impact and of service? For not just self, but for all souls that are in your circle, in your immediate circle, right? How do you get into a state of generosity? Of the embracing of the flow of creation. Like, how do you get to that state of being? And maybe that's something that you've done, right? Maybe you have been slowly mirroring and looking at somebody as an example, as it's like, as you face difficulties, as you look into the eye of the storm, how are you planning on showing up? How are you planning on cultivating that heart center as you're doing it? And how are you transmuting it for others? And here's just a little insight, right? If you've made it this far. With 33s, you have the ability to activate the seed of awakening in others. And maybe you're doing this through joy. Maybe you're doing this through the vibration of like, it is, right? Like, how are you following divine guidance in the flow of your current reality to get to a state of joy, right? Get into a state of like, I am only love. It's in all relationships. And like the thing is you can fight against the like, but I am being love, but I am being kind, but I am being accepting. I am like doing all of these things, right? There is no shoulda, coulda, woulda in there. And you're doing it. You're implementing it. And so like, get to a state of love and laughter and play. Like, when was the last time you had belly laughs? So hard that like you couldn't contain yourself, right? It's a catalyst for something. It is like, it's the key thing to open some kind of a gateway for you to move forward in this life. I don't know, but you're going to get some kind of insight between now and like the next like 3-4 days. I'm going to leave that there. If something in this resonated with you, sorry for the rambling. It's just the way channeling works. Please have an energy exchange. Give a thumbs up. Drop a comment. And until next time, be well. Ciao.